first of all, there's just the whole idea of flying. You know, taking a machine into the air and being in control of it, which is amazing.
Oh.
But also, it taught me a lot about perspective. See, the only reason I got into flying is because I was frightened of flying. I was frightened of flying.
Terrified to fly.
Right, terrified. I'm terrified of it too, so I had to learn how to do it. And actually, it was Kurt Russell that got me into flying. Because Kurt Russell's huge into flying. And I said to Kurt Russell, I'm terrified of flying. He went, you're not terrified of flying. You're just a control freak, and you just need to learn how to do it. I'm like, no, I'm terrified of flying.
Kurt Russell can get me into gay sex.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't. But I can see what you're saying. I see where you're going. But also, the thing was, because I've been flying with him, he asked me to do something. You can't cry in front of Snake Plissken. You understand that, right? You gotta man up when it's Snake Plissken is there. So but I started flying. I took these lessons because I was terrified of it.
When you're in LA, you're working on the
late night show. Actually, it was the writer's strike. The writer's strike in 2000 and when was it? 2010,
2008, maybe.
2008.
Yeah.
2008, 2007, something like that. So the writer's strike's on. I can't go to work, so I need something to do, and I had just gotten into it then. So I really crushed lessons at that point and did a lot of them. I got my license at Van Nuys Airport. But when you're flying an airplane, how you feel is not fucking important. It's what's happening is fucking important. So particularly when you're learning to fly by the instruments only, you know, if you're looking at the instruments, you got to trust the instruments. If you look out the window and you can't see and you feel like you're going this way, there's no fucking guarantee you're going that way. You're just making that shit up.
Yeah, that's what happened to me the whole time.
Right. And that's what happened to John F. Kennedy. He went into a graveyard spiral because, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but he was flying in conditions that he wasn't properly qualified to fly.
And he was flying on the instruments and he was incorrect, right?
Had he been flying, look, I don't know enough about that accident, but my understanding of it is, had he flown the instruments properly, that wouldn't have happened.
That's right. He was flying by feel, by like going, we're going fine.
Yeah, and the instrument. And so what I think I liked about flying is also it's completely rational. It's 100% truthful. Like in show business is 100% bullshit. Yep. Right? You live by bullshit. 100%. Hey, I know how to ride a horse. Sure. Give me the part. I'll be fine. Yeah. I don't fucking know. I know how to host a late night show. I fucking know how to host a late show. You just fucking...
I just left a meeting where I'm like, wait, what the fuck am I doing
Yeah,
here?
that's it. Oh, yeah, I've always loved the Knights of Britain. I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Yeah, I play poker all the time. I didn't fucking know. You just tell whatever lie you need to tell at the time. Sure, I can be president. Fucking fine. It's fine. Whatever lie you need to tell.
I can act.
Yeah, I can act. I'll be there. Sure, I've been sober for years. Whatever it is, you lie to do it. In aviation, if you lie about your abilities, you die that day. That fucking day.
Whoa, that's an interesting...
So you have to tell the truth about yourself. You have to be honest about what you can do, what experience you have, and how capable you are of moving forward from this point. You got to tell the truth about yourself in aviation, or you won't be in any form of aviation. God. And that, I think, is terrifyingly rational.
That's insane. So how long was it before you took lessons until you started doing it by yourself?
I was flying for a couple of months before I soloed out. And then it was a while after that before I got my license.
Really?
The soloing was not the most difficult thing. That's 3 landings and takeoffs at the airfield that you've been flying at all the time. By the time I soloed, I was ready to kick the instructor out. Get out, let me do it.
Yeah.
But flying, they call it your first cross-country flight, where you fly away from the airport for the first time on your own, that's a moment. That's
really?
A fucking moment. Yeah. I flew from my first cross country. I flew from Van Nuys to Bakersfield, and then what's the name of Porter something up from Bakersfield? I can't remember the name of the airfield. Porterville, is that a town up? I think it's Porterville. I went to Bakersfield, I landed at Bakersfield. Of course, Bakersfield's a big runway, and there was nobody around. I'm on my own. I make the sweetest landing of my life.
Yeah.
Just like nobody to see it, and I'm like, "Boom!" Squeak it down. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I fly up.
That was a great sound effect. That's exactly.
And then I go to Port. I think it's Porterville, and I landed there, and it was fine. And I took off again. Then I fly back to Van Nuys Airport. This is about 150 miles round trip. And I was coming back over the San Gabriels, and I hit a bit of turbulence. And turbulence is always what frightened me.
Yeah.
You know, so I hit a bit of turbulence coming over the mountains, and I'm on my own, you know. Now, Kurt Russell, I had talked to earlier about flying, and I'd said to him when I want to get into flying, I had said, I want to know what's on the other side of that fear. And he said the most movie line ever to me. He said, on the other side of that fear is you. Right? That's what he said. It was like in a restaurant. I'm in the plane, and I'm bumping around this turbulence, and it's like a movie. And it's really Kurt Russell's voice in my head going, on the other side of that fear is you, you. But I was shitting my pants, so I took the plane up a little higher, and the air traffic controller said, what the fuck are you doing? And I just want to go up a little bit. I got a little chop. They were like, okay. So they let me go up a little higher. And then I brought the plane back down to Van Nuys Airport. Van Nuys Airport has, I think the runway is like 7,000 feet long, 16 right. And I was coming into the runway. It took me 3 goes to land on the fucking run. I was so freaked out. And of course, everybody can see you there. Yeah. The air traffic controller even said to me, how many landings are you going to be doing today? I'm like, all right, come on. And eventually,
why did you have to do so many landings?
Well, if a landing isn't right, the correct procedure is to take off and go around and do it again. It's never the wrong decision. It's always the right decision to go and do that. If you don't like the way a plane's coming in to land, there's fuck all you can do when the ground's that close.
Yeah.
So you take it up, set it up properly, and come back down and do it right. And it took me 3 goes to get that landing right. But that's how there's not a pilot in the world that would consider that. And I mean, it's funny and it's embarrassing, but it's not shameful.
Yeah.
Always the right. Like if you're ever in an airplane and the pilot decides, yeah, you know what, we're going to go around and go do it again. The pilot's making the right choice every single time.
I've always thought that with flights that are delayed. And everyone gets upset, and I go, no. I think we're doing the right thing here.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Whatever needs to be fixed, fix it on the ground before you go up.
Yes. So did flying get rid of your fear of flying?
You know, weirdly enough, no.